Okay, hey, what's up? So I've got a pretty fun one for you today. This one's going to be a vegan meatball recipe with vegan spaghetti as well. We're going to use a spaghetti squash just because I like to mix it up sometimes. If you want, you can, in lieu of this, you can also just use like any kind of noodles that you like, whatever spaghetti noodles you prefer. There's all kinds out there. You can do chickpea, whole wheat, regular, as long as they're vegan. I mean, if you're vegan. So the meatball recipe is going to be our main dish, so we'll just get started on that. I got the Lightlife ground round. It came frozen, so I had to thaw it out in the fridge for a day. First things first, you just want to start with one package of that. I've actually never used this brand's ground round before. I've never actually used ground round other than just like the Eve's type before that has like pre-spice and everything. So it looks pretty weirdly realistic. That's what that looks like. I loosely ground up some oats for this instead of using crackers. This is going to be a gluten-free recipe as well. The entire recipe is going to be gluten-free. So I didn't like grind them up into like fully like flour. So it's about 3/4 of a cup. So I just want to add that in there. Got one medium-sized white, looks white, but it is yellow onion. Put that in there. Honestly, this is like super easy. If you made meatballs before that weren't vegan, it's about the same recipe, just kind of like altered for a vegan styling. You can make like sort of a vegan Parmesan, but I just chose to go a different route just because a lot of the ingredients that are going to be included in this do make a vegan Parmesan anyways. So about 1/4 of a cup of nutritional yeast. So that's going in. We have some freshly chopped up, really loosely, nothing crazy, basil. I've got 4 cloves of garlic. So both of those will just go straight in there. And that was like one bunch of like basil. And you'll want to just do a little bit of pepper just to taste. I'll also include a vegan Parmesan recipe, a link to one of my favorite ones in the description if you're interested. And then probably just a few turns of that. I made if you're familiar with chia seeds, I made a chia egg, which is just a tablespoon of chia and 2.5 tablespoons of water. And again, I include that in the description. There we go. And then we're going to use a bit of my oat milk that I made, and then we'll just want to use like a 1/4 of a cup, we'll say. I'm just going to put in a little splash, just kind of like make it a little bit moist to move around. Start off with a little bit, and yeah, just go in as you normally would with any other meatball recipe. And yeah, I've literally never tried this before, so this is going to be a pretty fun one for me as well. So we're making this together for the first time. I have faith that it's going to be pretty good. It already looks pretty awesome. And we're just going to put these into little balls on the baking sheet next to the spaghetti squash because they'll need to be cooked probably approximately for the same amount of time. We're going to bake them inside the oven a little bit first and then in a pan on the top of the stove. So yeah, once you've got those all combined, and your hands are all delightfully messy, this is what it'll look like. So it looks exactly like, it looks exactly like any other meatball recipe. Everything's, and I don't need to add any more milk, so that's perfect. And then yeah, we'll just, however which size you want, probably want to take about, because if they're bigger, it's going to be longer to cook. So we're just going to have a bunch, so they're going to look like that. I'll just place them on here with that. Somehow I always love the messiest recipes the best. I don't know. It's nice to get your hands dirty. And like, I mean, during this time where I'm not working or touring, it just feels good to feel like I'm doing something. So getting your hands messy is the best way to feel like you're doing something. And as Italian recipes go, there's always got to be a little bit of olive oil. I guess I've been using a bit more lately. We're just gonna drizzle some of that on the spaghetti squash. Yeah, actually we ended up being able to fit. Perils of having an open flame stove is that everything gets super duper hot. So we have the oven preheating at 400 Fahrenheit, so that's what that's gonna look like. So all that's going in the oven. We'll start with 15 minutes. We might go up to 25. All right, and now it's time for me to take a break to clean up all this crazy mess, and then yeah, we'll like magic be back here in like 1 second to show you the finished product. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes. At 15 minutes, I took them out and then just flipped them over for 5 more minutes. We're gonna cook them in the pan on the top now. The only other thing I did while we were waiting was I had a can of diced tomatoes with no salt added. And I just added a bit of this Italian spice blend that I have and some garlic powder and onion powder. And that's it. And yeah, like I said, you can just use the store-bought red sauce. I didn't show you that because it's very simple. And yeah, I personally like the taste of tomatoes. I just use diced tomatoes because you can actually taste the tomato. If you don't like the taste of tomatoes, maybe you shouldn't be watching this video or making Italian sauce. Anyways, so, all right. Oh yeah, those are looking pretty stellar. I might pop the spaghetti squash back in for 5 more minutes just so it can get a little bit more brown. But we have 5 minutes because we're going to put these bad boys in a pan here. Off to the side. I'm going to just use these for a second too. Pop these back in. Just put these in the middle. Don't do what I do. Okay. So 5 more minutes there. Move these to the front. So yeah, those look like that. Let's give you a close-up on their own. Could honestly eat them exactly like that now. Just going to turn the flame on, turn it down to medium-low. Yeah. There we go. So yeah, we can use a little bit of oil in the pan if we wanted to. That's your choice, or just use like another tablespoon. But yeah, in my opinion, I've already used enough oil today. And I do believe that these Lightlife, let's see, yeah, there's canola oil in them. So, I mean, I feel like there's already enough oil in there. So what you need to make the spaghetti squash separated from its rind is just a fork. And yeah, just literally turns into like a spaghetti like that. Right, and then turn this off entirely. We'll just put as many meatballs as we want to put on top. You'll be safer than me when doing this, for sure. That's probably good. And yeah, there's still so much left. You can have like either, if you aren't going to be sharing this with anybody, you can have a ton of leftovers. Have like literally, I would say 4 more meals on top of that with this. I don't know where a bigger ladle that doesn't have slats in it is, so we're just gonna pour that over top like this. All right. And for me, that's enough sauce. And then if you want to get a little bit fancy, you can add a little bit more nutritional yeast. That extra cheesy flavor. So yeah, here's the finished product of the vegan meatball, which is the main recipe for this. But yeah, here we have the entire plated situation, vegan spaghetti meatballs. If you like this video, like, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the bell notification if you want to be notified for the next time my videos come out. Peace.